now. You guys,
Okay,
you talk to me. Tell me your story. You know,
Okay.
look this way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where did you study?
I studied at American Conservatory Theater, and that was a really good situation. Then I studied with Aaron Spicer here in LA, and Howard Fine, and a whole bunch of other teachers.
See, when I was in New York, it was like really weird because
Well, that was
I got
different.
there from Sioux City, Iowa, and I just figured I just took my high school drama classes, and I figured I was just the best
Why
in
don't
the
you
world,
sit
and
over
just
here? Let me
wandered.
make
I
sure
just
that-
wandered around, and I tried to work because I didn't have any money. I didn't
Yeah.
have any money to study. The classes would be. I think the one class I finally went to was like $30 a month, and I didn't have that $30 because I was walking dogs and I had all these jobs, you know,
Yeah.
just to survive. So I really didn't. But I think it's great that you were able to come out here and do the studying and kind of prepare yourself. But sometimes you should just go for it, and of course that's what you're doing now, right?
That's exactly what I'm doing now.
Do you
It's
sing?
so true.
Do you sing?
I sing, but I don't sing.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? I'm not professional with it,
Yeah.
but I've been like a backup singer in a band. I sung on a little movie that I put together, a zombie lullaby.
What's the name of the movie?
Lullaby? What is this?
What's the name of the movie that you put together?
Scream, Zombie, Scream. So I put that together with my
Oh.
friend Sherman Hirsch, and we did that in 2012. And then last year, I put together a movie with some friends of mine, and that's called Mike Case and the Big Kiss Off. And we got.
Are they like somewhere you can see them?
Dear famous Lord High Master turned to a corpse, while I am a zombie, are we really monsters, or are we just misunderstood?
No, Joanne. This is my mission. Turning celebrities into zombies.
Mike Case turned out pretty nice, though. Same person, Sherman Hirsch wrote it with my friend Les Mahoney, and that one can actually be seen on Google Play. So that one's actually
Google Play? I didn't know
Google
about
Play,
that.
and what's the name? Yeah, tell us about Google Play. I don't know that either.
Yeah, well, we got a digital distribution deal with Google Play, and I'm not sure, it may be, we're trying to get Amazon online and all of that business. Bye.
Something in me was almost sorry to see her go. He's wearing a mask. In every one of these pictures, he's wearing a mask. How am I supposed to find a guy if I don't know what he looks like?
You can see his teeth.
You don't have any wedding pictures?
These are the wedding pictures.
All right.
I really appreciate it, and I just want you to know, I may seem like a small-town girl, but I mean business.
Yeah, I mean business too. I'll get right on it.
Thank you.
And we're also on YouTube. I guess they have a new paid service where people rent videos. And
really?
so, and so you can watch our movie, and then people can either download it for about I think $5 or $6, or they could watch it for a few bucks.
In her time of coming in, you've seen the industry change so much in the short amount of time.
Have you seen it change?
Yeah, I really have, because I've done so many digital projects, you know, that have just been like webisodes, or they've been infomercials for the web, things like that.
Well, they're even changing it for the studios. I've heard.
Everything is
Everything's
changing.
digital now.
Well,
Yeah.
just about, yeah.
Well, it's like.
But I'm
it's
saying
like
that
cuts
it-
out a lot of.
When you came up,
crew.
Sharon, things were a lot different. You only had a
Oh,
few
yeah.
studios.
We did film.
You
We
only
did
had
film.
you had about 4 or 5 main studios, a couple television stations. Now today, I was down at the SAG Residuals and they were showing the difference. I mean, today you got hundreds of studios, independents and big
so
studios.
much.
And it's just so hard now. I mean, it's hard, but it's also easy to get your stuff out now.
Well, you know what's interesting? I just did an audition online
Yeah.
last week, and I'd never done that before. I always just, I'd see him, and I'd just be like, oh, I don't want to audition for that. I want to video myself, and I did it.
You did it.
And it was actually a whole monologue, so there wasn't even a reader, so I could just do it myself, the whole thing. And I just submitted that, and I was like, wow, we're really coming up.
You did it. How long was the monologue?
It was a few minutes.
All I wanted was for you to call me sweetheart. Congratulations, you've just made the switch.
Your fingers, everything, your hair, it gets in
Yeah.
everything. So if somebody, and we were, I mean, it was during the time where everybody was trying to stop smoking.
Right.
You know, you just don't want anybody on the set that's smoking. You don't want to be, if you're a smoker, you don't want to be around anybody who smokes because you're going to start smoking again.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, that's part of the digital revolution too. Because there's the
because now you can smoke or do anything you want. They just look at your work because it's electronic.
Yeah.
Sometimes the directors
But
are in
you-
Texas.
Well,
you know?
I'm talking about electronic cigarettes.
Oh,
Yeah, that too. And see, we're
Yeah.
just totally going digital. The fact that you can
Yeah,
just
do that.
take this electronic toke off your cigarette and, you're not even going to smell anymore.
And it comes, they have peppermint, all different flavors, and it's smoke. Kalista Carradine was on here, and she was doing that.
The addictive thing of tobacco's not in there, right?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Is
It
it?
is?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know.
absolutely,
I don't
absolutely. I did an infomercial for this thing called Power E-cigs, and that's how I learned about it.
Really?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's really interesting. So you buy this cigarette,
Yeah.
or is it a pack?
You buy, I guess what it was, I don't know, this particular company, Power E-cigs, it was this long, what would you call it, stylus or whatnot, and then it had a little cartridge, and you screwed that cartridge in, and the cartridge had a flavor plus the nicotine, and it was just
It
all
has
liquid.
it has the
Yeah,
nicotine.
absolutely. I mean, I was smoking that thing for this infomercial, and I don't smoke, and so I was just like,
Oh,
it
that's
was
so
awful.
hard. You have to
even
get
with-
over your nausea to do the work, to like.
Yeah, it was
cheerful
really
and-
hard.
Oh, it's so wonderful, and meanwhile your stomach's going.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Oh, I didn't know it had the nicotine because they say
I
it's
didn't
safe
either.
smoking.
Yeah.
Well, mainly what causes the problem with smoking is the
Tar.
yeah, and the smoke itself.
Really?
Yeah, it's not the nicotine. You could chew nicotine gum probably all day and not get cancer, unless you were a rat doing it.
And they always have these cases where they test things on poor rats, or mice or whatever, and it's like they bombard them with so much that anybody would die from that much of anything.
Exactly. So how can we say it's a carcinogen?
Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna do it.
Are these commercials still running, or were they a while back?
No, I
these
did.
are-
I did them this year. So how did you get your first big start?
Oh, I started dancing in ballet in Sioux City, Iowa, and my teacher was dragging me all over the place. And I was dancing with the American Ballet Theater Company in Denver in a production, and the poet laureate picked me up, and I started as a dancer, and then I was given lines and more money, and then I came back to Sioux City, Iowa, and then I went to New York City. And I plodded around there for a few years, waiting on tables and walking dogs, and gosh, I did all kinds of odd jobs and stuff. And I got a movie in Cuba to go to Cuba, and my first movie was Kiss Her Goodbye with Elaine Stritch and Steve Hill. And then from then on, it was pretty smooth sailing. I worked pretty much, for 50 plus years. I really
Right.
have. There were 3 years where I couldn't work because I.
Well, that's another time.
But
We're in a-
yeah, but it's
that's
like
another
sometimes
story.
sometimes you go through something in life, you get ill or something, or it takes you out
Right.
of the business for a while, and I kind of dropped the ball when I was really really hot because my heart stopped and I had an embolism, so it took me like about 3 years to like walk, talk, and read and write again.
Oh wow.
And I had to keep that secret. And I had just finished a film with Steve McQueen, he was like the biggest, hottest movie star in Hollywood, in the world at that time. He made more money than just anybody.
Yeah, it was.
And now,
But I got to
nobody
cut you
knows
off there because we're
nobody
running out
knows
of
who
time.
he is even.
Do you have a website, or how do people get in touch with you?
It's devaipearce.com.
Oh, good. We'll put that on the show.
All right.
And we know SharonFarrell.com is hers. And so we're going to come back and do part 3 in a second here.
We already did a half hour. Isn't that
Wow.
amazing?
Yeah.
It was gone.
Bye.